Everybody, my name is Sophie Dawson, and today I am talking about my diversity story for CRM 703. So, the experience I am choosing to talk about today is more of an ongoing experience rather than a single experience in the workplace, and that is what it is like to be a young woman that is unmarried and child free in the workplace. So, for context, I am currently 24 years old, I am unmarried, and I do not have children, and I have noticed some discrepancies in how I am treated and how my time is treated when compared to coworkers of mine that do have children. So, being somebody that is child free, I've noticed that my time is taken almost like less seriously or it's considered less important than those that do have children. I believe that this is due to more of an outdated idea that if you're not raising children, how busy can you truly be? This is something that I believe to be truly damaging for employers to have when discussing their employees or looking at their employees. You're kind of reducing people as individuals whenever you view them this way, as having children is not a requirement for people, nor should it be considered um, for somebody's job, as it has nothing to do with how they perform as an employee. In my personal experience, I've been in the position before where I've been discussing my future in my current position with my employer. And in an example, I talked about how I wanted to grow my career. And in this example, I mentioned a coworker who is currently on a hybrid schedule for work. So in this scenario, they work some days in the office and some days at home, so they're remote working. And I was met with, well, they're at a different stage of life than you are. They have small children and you don't. And I don't think that this is something that is really fair when talking about with employees of me having children or not having children should not get to determine how I progress in my career and what I get out of my career. Um, because it's irrelevant to how I am as an employee or who I am as an employee. Um, so this is something that I really like to see changed within the workplace, especially for women. I feel like it's an unfair treatment. It's a very backwards way of thinking when um, discussing women in a workplace. So this is definitely a negative situation for this. I think a lot of employers, for them, it's a positive experience because there's the belief that if you're child free, you're more available, and that's not true. Um, ways that this could improve for people such as myself, I think it's important to communicate with your employer these thoughts and concerns and really make sure that you're on the same page before you go any further in your career. Um, if you're not on the same page as your employer, you're going to be disappointed down the line. So it's really important to, make sure you're on the same page and make sure that you can progress without kind of a bias against you. Um, if I was in a position of, being a supervisor or being a manager, I would like to think that I would be viewing people as an employee and not who they are outside of work, whether they're a mom or a dad or a grandparent, anything like that. I think it's important that you have good relationships as an employer to their employees, because work should be more of a welcoming environment and not just you come in and you're miserable all day. So I think it's important to have good relationships at work, but you ultimately cannot let external factors such as somebody having children have a negative impact on how you view them as a person. So I really look forward to hearing from some of you and seeing what your thoughts are on this, see if you've had similar experiences, or if you disagree with me on what it is like to be child free or have children in the workplace. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time.